Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? All right, day two. Here we go. Day two of the 365 days live challenge. I am hanging out on my patio. It is finally a really nice day on the third floor, and the sun is out. I was just walking, and I just want to share something that about my walk is that recently I've been going on my walks without my phone because, I'm someone who loves to share like the beauty of nature and stuff like that. And so I just love taking you with me on my walks and taking pictures, or sometimes I even do lives or videos on my walk. And then at the end of my walk, I realized that I just missed all the beauty, kind of. I just missed being present there. And so I'm trying this new thing where I am going on my walks at least once a day, where I go without my phone and I just be with myself, my own voice, my own silence if it is, my own thoughts, and just be, instead of either listening to a podcast or a training or music, right? So yeah, that's something I'm trying. I'm always trying new things just to see, how they work, because we really never really know how things are until we try them. Well, anyway, thank you for tuning into day two of the challenge. I am back here, and for today's live, I was actually feeling a little bit tired from a whole days of work, in terms of I've been working on different aspects of my business and setting up a podcast interview with one of my clients, and just a lot of mental work, honestly. And I'm also working on in the process of getting a part-time job as well. So there's also that. And so I realized, oh yeah, I still have to go live. And I was contemplating what I wanted to talk about. And I realized I have been doing this manifestation course video, and I've been creating a video for every module that I've done to just share what I've been learning. And instead of making two separate videos, like a live video and then a video for that my manifestation series, I decided to combine them and just make them one. Why not? I am the creator of my content and what I decide to share. So here I am. I'm going to share a little bit about my manifestation journey, and of course, we'll share about module 5, because I am on module 5 right now. So for those who are on my podcast, listening to the manifestation series, the All In Life series is what I called it, going all in on my life. This is module 5. So this is going to be the 5th video or 5th audio for those who have been following me on my journey. But for those who just joined me because you are following me on this live challenge, I have been I'm taking this course with Katherine Zenkina, and the very first time I found her was through her podcast, Manifestation Babe, and it blew my mind. I learned so much. Like, I would go to the gym and I would put her in my ears as I do my cardio, and just every episode just like started slowly shifting my frequency. And it was I just started becoming someone different. I slowly adopted different beliefs, different possibilities in life, and it's just so powerful. And so I took her course back in 2021 or 2022. 2022. Yeah, so that was the very first time that I took her course, and I learned so much, the true way to manifest, in a sense. Like, we're always manifesting, but the true depth of what it means to manifest your life and to understand how we manifest, because we are always manifesting. It's just a matter of what exactly you are manifesting and why you are manifesting what you have manifested so far. And so I really learned a lot the first lesson, the first round through it. And I had an accountability partner back then. And 2 years later, my accountability partner is now one of the peer mentors for this current round. And so we're deciding to do it again, and with different goals, with where we are in life right now. Like, our lives are so different. My life, where I am internally, my life internally, my internal world and my external world look very different. Especially my internal world. Like, I feel like that's what matters the most. And so, yeah, we are taking this course again, and I've been doing videos for every module, and today's module is module 5. So I wanted to come on here for my live today and share some of the lessons I learned and some of the answers that I wrote for module 5, because module 5 is actually the third phase. It is the release phase, and this is where the manifestation process really begins. And this is all about, let me see here. Yeah, this is all about defining and declaring your manifestation, what you want in life. And I was filling out the workbook today. There was like 20 pages of workbook. So now I'm like, oh, I understand why I was so tired. Well, I am so mentally exhausted, because whenever I do these workbooks, I really take the time to answer these questions and be really honest with myself. And that is why after this workbook, I feel so drained, because it definitely takes a lot of intentionality and energy to answer these questions. So I'm not gonna read all my answers, but basically this module was all about, really, if anything was possible in my life, and there were no limitations, what kind of life would I live? That was the question. Like, what do I want to create the most? And who do I want to be? And I feel like these are simple questions, and I feel like I have answered them before. So it would have been easy for me to just say, oh, I'm not going to answer this. I already know. But there's such a difference. Excuse me. There's such a difference when you actually answer it and write it, and really put your energy towards answering it. Whew. I was having a matcha earlier, and well, I still have it right here, but sometimes I just burp, and I know that's like not very not very nice for you, my audience, to hear, but I'm so sorry if that happens to be the case. I should probably also breathe more. And I hope you guys can not hear the trucks that are going by, because where I live, we live kind of right close to the entrance, so there's cars coming in and out. And so I just wanted to share like the answer that I put for this first question is like, if there were no limitations for me, I would live a life of ease and pleasure. And before I continue, I just want to say that, to answer this question, you have to really put yourself in a place where you believe in possibility and potentiality. You cannot be from a place of predictability, because then your logical mind gets in the way and it just wants to answer according to what is realistic. So, put yourself in a place where, yeah, there are no limitations. Like, the world is your oyster. What kind of life would you live, right? So I said I would live a life of ease and pleasure, listening to my intuition, moving from flow, and partnering with like the masculine structure to help me manifest as I live in my feminine. So, there's masculine and feminine energy, doing energy and being energy. So really marrying the two. I would not worry about money not coming in. I would be able to fully receive all that is meant for me, good and bad. I want to live a fear-free life, a stress-free, worry-free life, knowing that, of course, a little bit of all those of stress, fear, and worry is good, but not to the point where it paralyzes me. I want to create an abundant, overflowing, serving business where I can meet people where they are financially and emotionally in life. I want to be able to support those who I can and those who are ready to be initiated by me. So that's kind of like the general sense that I put. And of course, you know, um, the the most important part in manifestation is really defining and letting yourself imagine and envision a life where it is all possible. Like that's where it starts, because like they say, when you shoot for the stars, you you land at the moon or something like that, right? You gotta dream big so that on the way to that big dream, you cross all these milestones, right? So aim big. So a lot of these questions like, oh, if you had a genie in a bottle, like with unlimited wishes, what would you wish for? And if you had like a magic wand that would solve anything, what would that be, right? Or if you had $1 billion in your bank account, what would you do with your life? That's like, these are very like far out there, but also very like tuning and tapping into that potentiality is really going to help you shift from this frequency of living in the predictability world, living as like, oh, only this is possible because of ABC, right? A lot of times we project into the future what is possible for us according to what our past was like. So we plan for the future with the knowledge of our past. And that is kind of like, for me, that doesn't make sense, because then we limit ourselves, we limit our future, because we're only planning according to um, who we were and what we were able to do in the past. So it's really like putting yourself in the future and planning as if you are your future self. And so all these questions about like, what would you do if you had $1 billion? What would you do if you had a genie, right? All these questions really uh, challenges you and pushes you to really think beyond what you are used to. You're gonna kind of like stretching yourself. And so for me, like, I'm going to sum it up in terms of like all the answers. Like I wrote a lot, but I'm not going to read it all. But to me, as I was writing and answering all these questions, a theme came out. And that's what happens, is that like when you're really tuned in, you realize that all the answers, all that you are, answering, all the questions that you're answering have a theme. And for me, the theme was and is travel. I love to travel. I love to enjoy life. And at the same time, I like to share that with people. So not only is my vision and my dream to travel the world and get to know different cultures and learn from different people, it's to also share that with everyone else. That is a big, big part of my purpose. And in human design, I have a lot of collective energies theme in my life, which is collective energy is sharing energy, like experiencing life and sharing through logic and sharing through experience. So that's what I noticed. And I also noticed that I have a big theme around um, that truck is, that Amazon truck is distracting me. Um, a lot of themes around building the business, right? Like I want to be able to have and make a lot of money so that I can support my family, support my clients, support different people, and especially people who cannot afford um, coaching or like different courses, right? I want to be able to provide that for people, because I believe that the work I do, the inner work, is something that is not taught in schools. And so that is why I feel such a strong pull to help bring that to people. And the only way, and the way that I am doing that, is obviously through social media, through doing my lives, but also through one-on-one coaching, because you can only learn so much from listening to me or listening to other people. It's different when you actually have someone looking in on your life and helping you and partnering with you towards your goal, right? Whatever that is for you. So a lot of my answers were about, um, if I had a lot of money, I would, like, I always want to give back. Like I always have a deep inner desire to take my family on an all paid for, all inclusive vacation. It really all comes down to, I want to be financially okay and abundant and well, so that I can be of the best service to other people. I can give from a place of abundance, from a place of pure, genuine um, service, rather than doing it in order to get paid, So I wish that for you as well, and I also wish that for me. And that is a lot of the answers that came up for me, is that like if I were able to, have more money or make more money in the future, that's what I would do. It's really give back. And then there's also a question about your bucket list. So that's also something very exciting. Like this module was really about expanding your mind. So I guess in this live, that is what I invite you to do. Expand your mind, expand your beliefs, expand what you think is possible for you, right? And we can do that by listening to other people and people who are where we want to be, or maybe by listening and hearing different people's experiences and realizing that if it's possible for them, then it's possible for me too. And of course, money is important in our life, but there's a question here that if money were no concern and no one's opinion mattered and nothing bad would happen to you or anyone you know, what kind of life would you create? So that is also another question. If you like the way that question was worded better, then you can answer that one. But it is all about your imagination, what you think is possible. And if you feel like this is a struggle for you, then that's a great sign, because that's awareness. That's awareness that, oh, I'm limited in my imagination, in my belief of what is possible for me. So let me do something about that, right? Because it's all about life happens for us, to us, right? Depends on how you see it. But it happens, and what's different and what's going to make a difference between you and someone else, you and me, would be what are we going to do about it, right? It is that next action that defines and differentiates you from someone else. So let me see. And then I just wanted to share also one more thing about the module 5, is that I love when Katherine says at the end of playing a game, and I would love and invite you to play this game as well, is the wouldn't it be fun game. Oh, wouldn't it be fun if game, I mean. And I did this. I started like a little bit like, okay, like I'm gonna like imagine. And then I got really into it. Like I actually wrote a lot of stuff, like this is like the longest answer that I wrote, because I just went on and on. I'm gonna read a few for you. Wouldn't it be fun if 3 people just reached out to me and want to be my coaching clients? Wouldn't it be fun if 10 people wanted a human design reading and therefore I'm booked out for January? Wouldn't it be amazing if someone just wanted to feel generous and donate $1,000 to my coaching business because they see my heart and desire to serve? Wouldn't it be fun to gift an all-paid trip to be gifted an all-paid trip to South Lake Tahoe for the weekend? Like just stuff like that. I just went on and on and on about like things that, I don't know how they're going to happen. But I allowed myself to just get crazy, and I really just followed the energy, the energy of possibility, potentiality. And yeah, like there's no harm in just dreaming of the life that is exciting to look forward to. And so that was the last question of the workbook. So, but I wanted to bring it back to something different that I want to share. So that is all my reflections for module 5. And now I'm going to transition into something that is tied to all the things that I was talking about for manifestation, which is that a lot of times, and I'm speaking from personal experience, a lot of times I am afraid to dream very big because I am afraid of being disappointed. And that is one thing that I'm very, very conscious of for this year, is that I want to have a better relationship with disappointment. The reason why I and a lot of people don't go for the things that they want is because they don't want to be disappointed. And the funny thing is, like, I was thinking about this on my walk, and I was like, okay, so I am not going for something because I don't want to be disappointed. So instead, I would disappoint myself now in order to not be disappointed later. Like, does that even make sense? Like, it's wild, but that's what we do. Like, let's say like I don't know, I'm going to use an example, but this does not is not my personal example. But like if I'm going out on a date, right? Let's say I'm dating again. Um, Not that I want to, but if you're dating, right? Like if you like are texting this you matched up with someone online and you're gonna go out for a date. Instead of um like maybe you have the fear of being disappointed with the date, like the result of the date, the outcome of the date, that instead you just think, oh, in order to not be disappointed, let me just not even go. I'm not going to even go on that date because who knows, I might be disappointed. That's the thing, I might be disappointed. So instead of going on that date, you cancel the date and you eliminate the possibility of that date going well, and instead you self-sabotage and you disappoint yourself first before even allowing yourself to go on that date and have a potential good date and a potential bad date, right? So sometimes we go for what is 100% sure, even though if you go to try it, there's a chance, however much percentage it is, there's a chance that it might go well. And we do that so much. And I bring this up because in this whole module, in module 5, the Manifestation Babe Academy that I'm taking, you could stop yourself from dreaming because you're like, hey, I can't dream that big because if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be disappointed. So you might actually disappoint yourself right now by not even allowing yourself to dream. And therefore you won't be disappointed later. You'll just be disappointed now because you would actually not allow yourself to go through and find out that maybe it doesn't work or maybe that's not what you want, and then be disappointed then. Be disappointed with a purpose. And that's how I see it. And I just think that's so wild. And that is why we need to heal our relationship with disappointment. And I know this stems from such a young age, and I'm compassionate about that. So definitely I'm going to give myself a lot of grace, and I hope you do so the same as well. And that is why one of my words for this year, as I shared yesterday, is to reframe disappointment, and also to receive, right? That was my other word, to receive that disappointment and to be with it, and to learn to receive the good, the bad, the highs, the lows, the pains, the pleasures, the duality of life. And so that was a lot of what I was thinking about. Like, and I know it sounds a little silly and simple, at least that's how it sounded for me at first. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, yeah, this is true. I like self-sabotage a lot because I am afraid to feel disappointed. I am afraid to be disappointed. And so we do so many things to protect ourselves from feeling. But this is the question, but what would happen if you were not afraid to feel disappointed? What would happen if you were not afraid to feel, period? I'm like mind blown. Like when I like started learning that and living that and like really trying to embody it this year, I'm like, oh my God, like I would be unstoppable. I would be unstoppable, and it's wild. So I just had to share that and tie that into like, mom is calling me. Um, yeah, and just tie that into what you are doing and what you are planning for this year, right? Don't be afraid. And just know that if you are disappointed or if someone disappoints you, that you're going to be okay, right? And just having that realization. So I hope that that was like an aha moment for you. If it was, let me know. If you're catching the replay, well, we are towards the, not replay, if you're here live, we are towards the end now. But if you're catching this on replay, I would love to hear from you. If anything resonated with you, if you had any aha moments, whether it was about the manifestation stuff or the dreaming up your dream life or about disappointment, I would love to hear. And yeah, I think that's what I wanted to share for my day 2 of the live challenge. It was a little mix of my manifestation all in series plus the little riff on disappointment and my continued practice and continued realization of how much I avoid disappointment and how much I am also avoiding other things in my life. But yeah, I'm just so grateful to be here, to have technology, to be able to share all this stuff with you. And as I mentioned in my wouldn't it be fun if, before I log off, I do want to say that I am offering human design readings. I'm actually doing one next week. But if you're interested in human design readings, I'm opening them up again, and they're at such a good price right now. For the special that I did for 2024 December was $33 for a human design reading, a basic human design reading. So that is no longer the price, but if you contact me, depending on when you contact me, I am still doing human design readings, hopefully, and we can talk about the price and the reading and just more information. Like, honestly, the price is just as an energetic exchange, because for me, the information and the ability to talk to someone who knows the system like I do is priceless. It is priceless. You can spend hours, hundreds of hours studying, which I have, or you could just contact me and we can have, a one-on-one chat about, your human design and really using that as a tool to achieve whatever goal you want to achieve. The biggest thing for me with human design was that it really helped me understand myself on an energetic level. I understand now why I do things the way I do, why I feel stress and pressure around certain people. It helped me realize how being an emotional, having an emotionally open center really affects me, and so many more things. So I just love this system, and I want to offer it to you as well. So reach out to me for your human design reading, or if you want coaching, a life coaching, reach out as well. All right, I think that is it for today's live. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you for day 3 tomorrow. I'm gonna need to get used to saying that. I will see you tomorrow. Day 3 tomorrow. And this right back here on my page, and for the 365 days of life challenge. All right, beautiful people. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.